right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostle and elders of Great Millstone, who teach very well. Want out this truth from and citation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And also, shalom to the men who sincerely want this place to go down, man. Because that's one of our main messages here, man. The downfall of the nation or kingdom of Esau. And that's Esau's biggest fear. That's why Esau is so afraid. And he doing hoe-ass tactics to try to get us from stop preaching this truth, man. It's not no coincidence that brothers get the YouTube guidelines. Certain words you say, you're trying to get struck. It's a such thing now as medical misinfo. This devil, he's doing a whole ploy to try to stop this truth from coming out because he's shaking in his boots, man. Let's get this in Revelations 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them." Now, right there, that goes back into Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. We once was those dead bones. You know, a part of us being dead is not knowing where we come from. Eating pork, that's a part of you being dead, committing adultery. And just basically trying to be an African American in this Western society. We was once in a dead state, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, the Lord, he brought us back alive. Through what? Through this truth, through this word, man. Because through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is how we claim back our nationality. Real quick, let's get this, and we're going to jump back. This is the book of Ephesians 2, and I'm going to jump down to verse 1. "And you have he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins." Yes, because we was once dead, living that American lifestyle, whether you want to be a football star, a basketball player, or whether you want to be an entertainer, a rapper, or the best actor that came out of West End. All these things was pushed forward unto us to be in a dead state, man. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, like it says at the top, it says, "And you have to quicken." You go into that word quicken, it actually means to be brought back to life. That spiritual CPR that the Lord gave us, man. Because now we're claiming our nationality. A couple years ago, we was African Americans, and now we're Judites, Levites, Manassites, Israelites, man. And these are the things that make Esau shaking his boots. Read this again. "And you have to quicken who were dead in trespass and sins." And the reasons why we were dead or in that dumb state, because ultimately Esau pushed forth a veil over our faith, a cover of wickedness, a veil that went throughout the whole planet Earth that basically make people think in a heathen mindset. Let's get this real quick in the book of 2 Corinthians 4, and we're going to jump down to verse 4. Matter of fact, verse 3, it says, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost." Now, right there, that gospel goes back into good news, but it is hid into a certain amount of people. A certain amount of people are the ones that are lost. You go into the word lost, it goes back into the ones that must be put to death. And the reason why the Lord is going to put 2/3 of our people to death, because they love this world more than they love the world to come. Because the kingdom of heaven is going to totally outweigh this place. But Esau wants you to think that this is the best he's going to get. You making $20 an hour. You get the trick off on the weekends. You got a nice pension ring on you when you turn 75, damn near about to die. This is the life that Esau wants our people to believe. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, the Lord have brought us up out of it. That's why it says he have quickened us. But the rest of our people, they have been blinded. Continuing on. "And whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not." And the reason why you blinded, because people think Esau is God. Esau do got a God complex. Thinking nobody can bring him down. Thinking that, through evolution and through the Big Bang and through the roll of the dice, the so-called white man just came out on top. That's how Esau have 2/3 of our people thinking, man. They don't think that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua was a so-called black man, who people ignorantly call Jeebus. Read this again. 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 4, in whom the power of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, and basically putting a spell on you, man. And the reason why this nigga's so scared, because we broke that spell through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. It says, least the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine upon them. Right there, because ultimately through this light and through this truth is how you get brought out of darkness. It's how you get brought out of the valley of the shadow of death. Let's get this in the book of Isaiah 51, because I'm going to jump back to that Revelations. This is the book of Isaiah 51, jumping down to verse 14. It says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose. Now, the reason why it says captive is because that's like a jail, man. And America is a big jail cell for the Israelites. And it's certain niggas, even when you look at these different documentaries, it's certain niggas that got comfortable in prison, man. And that's good for the system. That's good for everybody. He get to make a license plate for 20 cents an hour and do this and do that. As long as he just get his commissary and things like that, then he all good. That's the spirit a lot of people got. They have got comfortable in prison. But right here, it says the captive exile, which represents us, man. The ones who want to get out of this place. The ones who actually woken up. That Roddy Piper movie, they live. You put on those spiritual glasses, and now you can see everything as they are. You thought it was a woman. Now you can realize it's a man. You thought it was a cheeseburger, but you realize it's a piece of a human. All these things is what this truth brought into our minds and broke those chains that Esau had on us. Read this again. It says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose. We want to be loose from the wicked devil, the prison guard, which comes in the form of Esau, Edom, and that he should not die in the pit. We don't want to die in prison, nor that his bread shall fail. Yes, because ultimately that bread is the representation of this truth, this word, man. Because through this word and through this truth is how the Lord is going to give us salvation. It's how the Lord is going to actually punish Esau, and ultimately how the Lord is going to bring us up out of that dead estate. So let's go back into this Revelations 11 and verse 11 again. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's why Esau is shaking in his boots, man. No, you know what Esau is scared of? Esau is not scared of niggas with guns. You got the choppers, Esau not scared of a Pan-African Asiatic black man. Those are the things that Esau wants you to continue to do. The thing that Esau have the biggest fear of, because when you go into the word fear, it goes back into phobia. The thing that Esau have the biggest phobia of is us being brought back to life and claiming our heritage, man. Because a part of us claiming our heritage and claiming our inheritance is also telling that Esau, he's a liar. He's the one that's claiming that he's the, Yasharala. He claimed that he's the princess of the power. He claimed that he's the chosen seed to rule upon the planet Earth. But the shoes don't fit. The shoes on the wrong foot. It's actually made manifest that this guy should not be ruling. But you tell the people who so wrapped up in bread and circus, who's so wrapped up with the ways of the world, you can't tell them shit. You can't tell them that America is not the best place to be, that America is not the greatest country upon the planet Earth, because there's a lot of black patriots too. Guys who you think that's, Jake, think he's just a hardcore Israelite. Ultimately, he's doing the bidding of Esau, man. Guys like Tyler Perry, guys who want to continue to stay here in this society instead of going into the society that we're coming upon. And that society is what? The kingdom of heaven, man. Let's get this in the book of 2 Ezra 3 and verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be a parting and the sunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first in the beginning of it that followed. Now, right here, Ezra was asking or inquiring about when the kingdom of heaven is going to come, man. You know? And a part of the kingdom of heaven being on his way is what? Us waking up from that dead estate. Continuing on, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which means what? We on your ass, man. We're claiming our rightful heritage. We're claiming our rightful spot, which is what? To be the top dogs, for lack of better words. You know? Continuing on, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's the transition that we are in right now, when the Lord is finna get ready to base Esau, and he's finna get ready to bring up the nation of Israel, man. Let's go right here to 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. Because in order for the kingdom of heaven to come, Esau can't be reigning. The Babylonian Empire and the Medo-Persian Empire, they didn't have a joint rulership. No, somebody had to be taken down in order for that seat of rulership to be fulfilled. You know, two people can't sit upon a throne. Their throne is only meant for one person, man. You can have somebody, you can bring up a chair and have somebody beside you, you know, but nobody can, no two bodies can fit in one throne, man. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of 2nd Ezra 4, and I'm going to jump down to verse 26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hastening fast to pass away. Yes, this current world, this current system is on its downfall, man. Go back into Revelation 12 and 12. Esau coming down having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He know it's only a matter of time before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua take him out, man. You know? It says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. Yes, because the kingdom of heaven, it says corruption cannot inherit incorruption. This corruptible kingdom cannot go into the kingdom of heaven. People, some Israelite camps want a new Nazareth. You want a place here in America, and you think that's going to spill over to the kingdom? No. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua going to have to do a clean slate in order for this beauty of the kingdom of heaven to come. Read this again. And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. On LG, only thing you gotta say, that's unrighteousness, man. Adultery being exalted, that's unrighteousness. Hey, this is the land of the Chaldeans. And down here in Birmingham, they call this place the Magic City, which is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, man. The representation of Esau kingdom is actually the representation of death. And if you love this kingdom, that means you love death, man. You know? And it's just like a tree. A tree can be old and stuff like that. It's only a matter of time before that wind blow, and take that tree out, or a thunder strike come down and hit that mug and make it fall over. That's what the Lord is finna get ready to do to this society, man. Continuing on. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown. America, this beast system is already sown. It's already rolling. But the destruction thereof is not yet come. Yes, because ultimately it's a time, a date, a minute, a second, a millisecond when the Lord is going to come and destroy the third part of man. But through the third part of man being destroyed by ICBM nuclear missiles, that's actually the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. In order for it to be peace, it have to be war, So after World War III, it's going to be everlasting peace, man. Let's continue on. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, in the place where evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So in order for the kingdom of heaven to come, this current kingdom must be taken out, man. It's a saying in the old Western society, this town is not big enough for the two of us, man. Esau and the nation of Israel cannot rule simultaneously, man. Showing you that, people that saying that nations can be saved and we're all going to be equal in the kingdom of heaven, that's a ludicrous statement, man. And a ludicrous idea to think that everybody is equal and the Lord is going to let this devil get away for all the shit that he did, man. You go into the slave trade, international slave trade. You go into the butt breaking, nigger ball, raping, even the way how to get a baby out. Do you know that was planned on a black woman? All these things is how this devil maintained his kingdom. Because really the reason why Esau maintained his kingdom too is Jake. Because you look at all kingdoms and societies, the ones that was on top was the ones that had the Israelites in captivity, man. But this is the worst captivity we ever been in. Because at least Cyrus let us worship the Lord. We still had the name. We still had the temple. You know what I'm saying? He let us build the temple back and stuff like that. And Darius came. At least that was it. That even when that time of Alexander and the Greeks, for lack of better words, even though it was things happening, you're going to Jews, the Maccabees, but it was always the point when the nation of Israel had prevailed in their captivity. But this is the lowest that we have ever been. The scriptures say the daughter of Zion who never had her feet to touch the ground. You fast forward now, it's a lot of project holes, man. You go into that lady Sexy Red, when she's supposed to be a lady of Zion. It was a picture of her, a picture of her feet on the it was a picture of her feet on the internet talking, yeah, I'm just a hard worker, and it was nothing but blackness, man. Totally unattractive. But that's because of what? The power of this world. Esau have tricked our people to thinking being a nigga is cool, man. That's why another reason out of 1,000,002 that the Lord is going to have to destroy this place. Let's go right here to the book of Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, because it's happening right before our eyes, man. Jake is starting to wake up. Jake is starting to question things. What's in this food? What's in that shot? All these different things is showing you that Esau's kingdom is on his downfall. Because information is Esau's worst enemy. The guy, Vladimir Finn, he said truth is one of the biggest assets out of here, and that's why we should keep it secret. The reason why they keep the truth secret, because it's so valuable, man. But the scriptures say the truth gonna set you free. And it set us free from the chains that Esau put us on, man. This is Ezekiel 17-24. And all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree. Now, right there, those trees are the representations of nations. That's why there's a such thing called a family tree. So all the nations, all the people are going to know that the Lord have brought down the high tree. The high tree is the representation of Esau, because why? They're the highest ruling nation. They run the planet Earth. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Continuing on. Have exalted the low tree. Now that low tree is nobody else but the nation of Israel. And a low decree. And if you go across the whole planet Earth, it's a stigma on you because you are Israelite. Even these different movies, it's always a stereotype black man on there. Remember, it was not another teen movie. Like, yeah, these my white folks, brother. You gotta find somebody else, And that's the spirit that Jake got, man. Being in this low position, they're gonna cleave unto Esau instead of cleaving unto their power. That's why Isaiah the 30th chapter starting to make more and more sense as we get closer into their time. Because either you're gonna cleave upon Egypt or either you're gonna cleave upon the Lord. We already at the low decree. We know we can't save ourselves, and we know we need some help, man. So is you going to be patient and wait till the Lord make you into that high tree, or you just going to run to the high tree, man? Run to that tree across the street, Continuing on, have dried up the green tree and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, the Lord, have spoken and have done it. Because a part of the Lord drying up the green tree is drying up this economy, And it says they have made the dry tree to flourish. And the reason why we're flourishing now is through this truth, man. It's through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's what make us flourish. A record contract don't make us flourish, man. It actually make us further in the ditch. Let's get this in the book of 2 Ezra 6. And I'm going to start at verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. And that's what's going on. A part of evil being put out and deceit being quenched is this truth coming abroad, man. Because if you lie and I tell you the truth, now you mad at me. Because I spoiled your plans. You know, that's why I said if it wasn't for you, nothing like Israelites, you know. Continuing on though, it says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome. Right there, it says the green tree shall flourish. A part of the green tree or the dry tree being flourish, or the dry tree flourishing is this faith, this truth, this understanding. That's how we flourish. That's how we get out of that lower state. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that happened, you know, when Elder Albert Bivens came upon the scene, man. And actually freed us, you know, through the spirit, spiritually freed us from the mental chains that Esau had on us, man. Because you can't say you didn't have the American dream before you came to the truth, the white picket fence, this, that, and the third, the platter that Esau gave you. But you woke up and realized it was nothing but an American nightmare. And you wishing for this nightmare to be over, going back into that captive exile, hastening that he may be loose, man, that he get out of the pit. Because this is the worst position that the nation of Israel have ever been in. But in this worst position, the Lord have gave us this truth. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick before I go to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Because this truth is actually the comfort. You know? It's like you got your prison papers, you got your paperwork, but on that paperwork is a day when you get out and you looking forward until that day. You looking forward until the day when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua release you from these wicked chains, man, this fleshly body, but also release you from under the hand of Esau. Because ever since we've been over here, Esau have been on our necks, man. This Psalms 119 verse 50, this is my comfort and my affliction. Jake gets shot down every week. Jake get killed. Jake still being in a low position. You still getting paid. You still living paycheck to paycheck. All these things happening to us, and Jake is in a worse position too. It can always get worse because Jake's out here homeless. Jake's out here that's bugged out on drugs. It's even Jake's out here that's trapped up in this sex ring that Esau got out here, man. This trafficking ring, you know. So the nation of Israel is the most afflicted people upon the planet Earth. But the thing that comforts you and the things that satisfying unto your soul supposed to be this word. And our people don't know that. Why? Because they're blinded by Esau. Continuing on, Psalms 119 and 50 again. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. So through the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we are being brought back to life. Verse 51, the proud have had me in derision, and they did have us in derision. Because again, we once was African Americans, you know. You proud to say it, black man, you know, not knowing that you're a Judite, man. You're a Levite, brother. You ain't even no Judite, man. You're a Reubenite. You know, but at the same time, there's the veil of Esau that put on us, man. We was in great derision. We was lost in the sauce, but the Lord have brought us up out of it. It says the proud have had me in great derision, yet have I not declined from thy law. Because this truth have always brought us back on track. You know, every time you got a bump or something like that, it's this truth that gets you back on track, man. That's why Scripture say he stirred up your pure minds by the way of remembrance. That's that spiritual sticky note. You going the wrong way, and you see a note say turn. You say, yeah, turn this way. All of a sudden, you going to the straight gate now, man. You know, that's not declining from thy law, not declining from the words that the Lord given us, man. It says, I remember thy judgments of old. Yes, because ultimately, if we be a part of that number, Lord willing, we are. The Lord have always dealt with us through generations, man. And you read the scriptures too. The judgments of old, how the Lord delivered the three holy children, how the Lord delivered Daniel out of the lion's den, you know, how he delivered Joseph and brought him into that great estate. All the judgments of old, oh Lord, and have comforted myself. So through the precepts and through the scriptures is the way we are comforted, man. We are brought back into the Lord. And that's what Esau get uncomfortable once we starting to get comfort. Because once we starting to get comfort and they get uncomfortable, they know the next step is slavery, man. Continuing on. Horror have taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Because again, these devils, they finna come down having great wrath because they have a short time. The statues have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. I have remembered thy name, O Lord, in the night, and have kept thy law. So through these scriptures and through these precepts, because that law is not talking about the 613. No, it's talking about the whole roll, man. That whole roll is going to keep you sane. Isaiah 33:6, verse 56. This I had because I kept thy precepts. So you're going to have comfort. You're going to have a peace of mind because you keep the scriptures, man. You're not going to worry about what Esau have to offer because ultimately you know he don't have nothing to offer compared to what the Lord have, man. All this shit on this side is dumb. But what the Lord got is peace and riches and mercy forevermore. It says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. You can't even, you can break down a Corvette. You can break down a bad Cadillac, but you can't even break down a chariot, man. Let's get this real quick in Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37 and verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the works of iniquities. Yes, so don't be mad because Esau living. This is kingdom, bro. Then he got home field advantage. Be ready for bad calls on the ref. Be ready for it to be an unfair battle, in the flesh. But through the spirit, we already got the victory. In the spirit, it's an unfair battle for Esau because he already lost. That's why he's going to go to the extreme again. Misinfo, striking channels. Get to a point he might take everybody's channel off YouTube, man. Because he got that pissed off, man. Continuing on, though. It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Yes, because soon these devils will be taken out. So that's why we shouldn't worry about it. Because it's already written for that high tree and that green tree to be taken out, man. That tree that have been ruling the whole planet Earth in wickedness is already written in biblical prophecy for this guy to be taken out and to never come back. Let's get this before I jump back. This is the book of Sirach 10, and I'm going to start at verse 14. The Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princesses and set up the meek in their stead. And that's what we're going into, the transition of power. When Esau has been going to slavery and we're finna going to rulership. Continuing on in verse 15, the point, the Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. So the Lord plucking up the roots is a way for Esau to never come back. That's why I said I would leave neither root nor branch. When those missiles hit, it's not going to leave any root nor branch. So it's not going to be no such thing as the Roman Empire Part 3, the return of Timon. It's not going to be like that because it's already set up for this to be Esau's last go run. And after that, it's going to be peace and mercy and righteousness for the nation of Israel forevermore. Let's go back into that Psalms 37, and we're going to jump down a little bit. We're going to jump down to verse 35. Yep. This Psalms 37 and verse 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. And yes, man, this guy, again, Esau, he ruling with an iron fist. Step out of line, bro. Esau going to bomb you the hell in back. He can demonize you. He can take away your family and then make it seem like you the bad guy, man. This wickedness and deceit, for lack of better words, in this society, wickedness and deceit is reaching its peak, man. That's why it's spreading throughout the whole earth. It's a great disease, bro. Like a tree. When a tree grows and it's real big, have a lot of leaves everywhere, it's shade for everyone. Now everybody is going under that tree for relief. But that tree is not going to be there forever. That tree have its moment. It's going to rule for a certain time and it's going to be taken down, man. Continuing on. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. I sought him, but he cannot be found. That's Obadiah 1:18, man. The Lord, he's going to take down Esau. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 34. That's the point. Let me start at verse 34. But the Lord, he's going to get ready to take down Esau and never bring him back, man. That's how it's supposed to be. This Psalms 37, verse 34. It says, wait on the Lord and keep his way. A part of keeping his way is keeping his precept. We just read in the Psalms 119. It says, and he will exalt thee to inherit the land, inherit rulership. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. Yes, because the wicked are in power and the wicked is in our land. So both of us can't inherit it. Somebody have to be taken down and somebody have to be put up. And that's what the Lord is going to get ready to do, man. Cut the wicked out the land and plant the righteous there. Continuing on, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, because a tree have its time. A tree can be 500 years old. But it's only a matter of time for those leaves to start to wither and for that fella to come down and chop it down so it can never grow back. And he ain't just going to drop it down at the root. No, he's going to lift the root up, man. So it's going to be no way for this guy to come back. It says, I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree, yet he is passed away. He is rooted out. Lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him. I was looking for that tree once again, but he could not be found. Yes, there's going to be a time, a day, in the second to a millisecond when the Lord's going to take out the third part of man. And after the kingdom of, in the kingdom of heaven, after those thousands of years, Esau is going to be Obadiah 1:18. You know? So yeah, with that, I pray this video was edifying. I want to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Shalom, DTA, and the Bob Bow. Soon.